it's clear that basketball wasn't just like what you said. It wasn't who you were. It was what you did, and who you are was better. Like the rest of your life, the entirety of your career has proven that, because you didn't just play basketball at the highest level for some of the best teams, win multiple championships in multiple decades across the span of your career, which is already an amazing basketball career. But you got done with that, and then you're like, all right, what's next?
Right.
What's next? What am I going to do?
I was
next,
what's
right?
next while I was playing too.
While you were playing.
While I was playing. It was like my third year in the league. It's 1989. And I go to my first All-Star game. I've never been an NBA All-Star. Their mistake. But I went because of the parties.
Yeah.
And it was off the chain. It was in Houston. I loved Houston when I first visited as a rookie.
Yeah.
This is going to be the greatest All-Star game.
1989 All-Star game.
1989 All-Star game.
Who's some of the All-Stars in that
Dominique
game?
Wilkins.
Yeah.
Ron Harper. Michael Jordan, Keem Olajuwon, Isaiah Thomas. I mean, this was
legendary.
Adrian Dantley. This was huge.
Legendary class, yeah.
And Mark Aguirre, Magic, James Worthy, Terry Cummings. Larry Bird, Kevin McHale. This was packed.
And at the time, were these people that these were all people that you were kind of like, they were senior to you in terms of like the league at that time. So this was like a, holy shit, I can't believe I'm like hanging out with these guys.
I realized they had limited amount of time. And I had 3 days of debauchery. No, I had 3 days of enjoying my NBA life.
Yeah.
And Don Sterling, my man at NBA Entertainment, put a microphone in my hand and gave me a camera. And he was like, you could just go with it. And so, I see all the media saying, I'm not media.
Yeah.
So I walk in, guy goes, you can't go in there with the camera. I said, man, get out the way. And I go in the locker room and I'm doing funny bits with Dominique Wilkins. I'm doing funny bits with Ron Harper, Spud Webb. And this is the Saturday before. And I am like loving the fact that the carte blanche that I gave the NBA from being an athlete, but also I was doing something different than the rest of them. I was interviewing them from a player's perspective, and was doing everything that I've watched on television and learned, to the point where I took the classes on how to speak, on enunciating my words, on literally getting to the question quickly. I took that on the same way I took on basketball. I wanted to know how it was. And then I realized I was going to be a trailblazer in doing this. I loved O.J. Simpson in front of the camera. I loved watching the football guys do it.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen any real basketball guys go in and say, I can speak the King's language and have a conversation. So I took to that knowing that was going to be the next step when I left the NBA. Yeah.
Already working on what's the next skill set that I have to adopt.
And making sure NBC knew what I could do.
Yeah, right. Because just because you play doesn't mean that you can also broadcast after.
No, I found that out by watching a lot of guys on TV.
Right. Well, it's different skill sets, right? Like
it is.
I think a lot of people get stuck, like even in their career, their business, whatever it is. Like a lot of people get stuck because they're not willing to either admit that they don't have the necessary skill and then go get it, or they don't know what that skill is.
Right.
But it's like, usually it's that. Like if you're stuck somewhere, it's usually because you don't know someone, or it's because you don't know something.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you got to go figure out what that thing is, or who that person is that can help you figure out what that thing is, or you're going to stay there.
Right.
You're not going to just magically one day wake up and be like, all right, I'm really good at this now.
Everything takes work.